Ride it. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day, happy middle of the week, happy inauguration day. No matter what you believe in, today is going to be a fun day for everybody. Let's get moving forward. Anyhow, brain. Just a reminder, Friday morning is a kid's morning. I'll send you the workout to do recorded on that one. So that'll be Friday morning recorded, unless you want to come on later on. Anyhow, I'm actually going to send you the one I did 2 Fridays ago. Remember, I couldn't get that one recorded. I'll get that one sent to you. It'll kind of be like that one, but a different rhythm. Anyhow, we need to get to work today. We have our warm-up routine that we have done recently, done before. We have our 10 standing scissors to start things off, right? We want to take those laying down muscles, the shortened back and glutes and hamstrings, and maybe even relaxed. And we want to lengthen those hamstrings and glutes and back, and we're moving those arms and legs and shoulders. 10 standing scissors, 10 standing runners. We've done this so many times to get warm and loose. And if you ever have any tools at home, let me know, and you can always just go do a 5-minute warm-up on a tool if you have a bike or a treadmill or something. After your standing runners, you're on your jack lanes. You just started moving, so be mindful. The dynamic stretching exercise, you might feel a little bit tight after Monday's workout of the quads, the hamstring glutes, the calves. You did them with your 2 movement exercises, squat, press, stiff-legged row, and lunge curl. So maybe those legs might be a little bit tight today. After the 10 jack-o'-lanes, you're on your 10 regular squats. Your feet are shoulder width apart. Your hips are moving a ton. Your glutes are always turning on. You're looking out in front of you. Don't look down, don't look up. And then the word thighs, reminder, leg exercise, not a back exercise. 10 regular squats. When you get done, you're back on those standing scissors again. 10 standing scissors. You're going to lengthen those muscles you just squatted with, the muscles that you lunge with, the muscles that you sit on. 10 standing scissors. Again, I'm not trying to go faster. I want to be a little bit ahead of you. 10 standing runners. Elbows to knees, not knees to nose. Mobility of hips and spine on standing runners. 10 jack lanes. Dynamic stretching on your jack lanes. Play around with your feet width. I've been talking about that the last 2 months. Narrower feet, it goes down your hamstrings. And then wider feet, it goes up your hamstrings. So you can play around that a little bit. Wide squats, flexibility squat on those wide squats. Your feet are wider than your regular squat. Your feet are wider than your shoulders. The wider you get, the more those toes should go out a little bit. Hips, glutes, eyes, thighs. 10 wide squats. Remember, that's a flexibility squat. Again, I want to be a little bit ahead of you. I want to nudge you. I want to wake you up a little bit. After your 10 wide squats, 10 standing scissors. Optionally, the last time today. Today we have 2 main upper body circuits. We have a right leg, right oblique circuit, and a left leg, left oblique circuit. So we have 4 main circuits per se. Lots and lots of work. After your 10 standing scissors, 10 standing runners. Again, breathe as you do those standing runners. Remember, by this point in time, you start feeling a little bit flush, right? That blood flow is increasing. Your core temperature is increasing. After those standing runners, you're on your jack lanes. Again, optionally, the last time today. Breathe and focus. It is really funny. After all these years, a lot of people walk in, like, I'm ready to go. I'm like, it's 7 a.m. What did you do? I got up. I had a conference call. Well, we need to warm up the body. Yeah. And for those of you that have any injuries before, right, you got to warm up that body a little bit. Narrow squats, breathe. Again, technically, we're not going to do any squats today. You always have the option of doing some of them as you wish and need. Breathe. breathe and focus. 10 narrow squats. Your feet are narrower than your regular squat. Your feet are inside the width of your hips. Hips, glutes, eyes, thighs, posture, and breathe. When you get done with your narrow squats, you're going to be on the ground. We've done these things before. You're going to do the scissor, runner, swimmer, sit up. Scissor, runner, swimmer, reverse crunch. Scissor, runner, swimmer, V up. Okay, so very similar to what we did on the legs. 10 scissors. There's the big sit-up scissor, and then there's the big non-sit-up scissor. They're both big, and I'll take either one. 10 ab scissors or ab core scissors. That's the leg straight, arm straight. You'll have your 10 ab core runners, so the motions are similar to your standing. You'll have your 10 core swimmers. Again, not like your Jack LaLanne's, but kind of similar movements. 10 scissor, 10 runner, 10 swimmer, and then you'll do 10 sit-ups. Breathe and focus. Little work. Try a little bit more of an extended warm-up per se. 10 swimmers, either on your hands and knees, motion, balance, mobility, activation, or you're laying on your stomach, motion, mobility, load, contraction. Both are good. After your swimmers, 10 sit-ups. Legs straight or knees bent. Again, technically you won't do sit-ups again today. And our 2 burning upper body circuits and our 2 right leg oblique circuits are ahead of you today. After those 10 sit-ups, don't be in a hurry, you're going to be back onto your 10 scissors. Remember, there's the vertical scissors, which I am primarily referring to. There is a horizontal scissor, which I don't mind. I'm looking for a little more joint spine mobility, but you could do 10 horizontal scissors if you answer the question correctly. Oh, Chris, I'm going to work on my core. Oh, okay. 10 scissors slowly, 10 runners slowly. Again, you could start from the down and have that concentric motion, or you start from the up and you focus on the eccentric phase, even though it's still considered a concentric motion exercise. Runners can be adjusted based on your mindset. Scissors, runners, swimmers again, and then you'll do your reverse crunches. Again, I want to be a little bit ahead of you. It's not like we're trying to fly through this warm-up. Just cruising right along. Breathe and focus. 10 scissors, runners, swimmers. Round 1 was sit-ups. Round 2 is reverse crunches. It's either body is up, engaged, and you're lengthening your contracted muscle, which is your abs, or your body is down. You're still engaged, but you're lengthening a less contracted muscle. Both are good. Your legs are moving because of your abs. Whether you have that contracted start, eccentric focused, or less contracted start, it still is a eccentric focused exercise. After your 10 reverse crunches, you have the 1 more loop of the scissors, runners, swimmers, and then it's either V-ups or toe touches, whatever your body can handle on the last round. And again, technically, this is the only abs core today. When we get to our legs, it'll be primarily single leg exercises. However, you can always adjust if you need to. Scissors, legs straight, arms straight, runners, elbows to knees, swimmers, either hands and knees or laying on your stomach. Oh, yes. Breathe and focus. Upper back, middle back, lower back, glutes, mobility of spine and hips. And yeah, you'll see me do them on my hands and knees more often than not. For me, it just feels more comfortable. I grew up with the whole swimmers laying on your stomach, and they're great, right? Still the same idea. Hands and knees is more motion, more balance. I'm not going to say more muscle, but you can activate a little bit more, but the laying on your stomach version is more contraction. The last part is either V-ups and or toe touches. 10 V-ups or toe touches. Both of them are posterior flexibility, anterior activation. The V-up is the harder ab. I didn't say better ab, the harder ab. So that's your warm-up. Again, kind of an extended warm-up. My personal opinion, you guys did a lot of work on Monday with the two movement exercises and the quads and hammy glutes and calves and core and abs in there. Alrighty, we've done this before. Right arm rows. I'm going to leave it up to you. You can either do the loaded row, you're supported. You could do core row. You could do a balance row. I'll let you mix it up as you wish. We've done it before. You have 6 sets of an 8 to 12 rep range. Well, at the gym, clearly you know I'm going to give you a bunch of weights, and we've done that before. You can either load it up, you can core it up, or you can balance it up. 8 to 12 right side only this circuit. We have a pyramid of pushing, 10, 20, 30, 20, 10 on the pyramid. The last time we did this, we did the ladder. This circuit, I don't want you to change muscles. You either do chest pushing or shoulders pushing. I don't want you to mix it up today. So your choice, right side row, the traps, you either combo with chest or shoulders. Today, I don't want you to mix them up. Clearly, you're at home and you can do what you want to do, right? All right, here we go. 6 sets of right side row, 8 to 12 reps. I don't mind if you have a little bit of pace, a little bit of fitness, so don't wait for me, but that's not a green light for cruising too fast. Core rows, I'm going to demonstrate those if you want that. Your feet are narrow, you get low like you've done a million times, you stay low, and you've got that right side row. Your core can turn on more. Now, balance rows, you're still using core, but your body and your mind are so focused on the balancing component. Again, you can balance if you want to. And loaded rows, they're for the exact thing we're talking about. Loaded, you're supported, so time under tension is high, or the weight is high. Again, don't wait for me. Your right side row is going to be 6 sets of 8 to 12. Make the changes you want to make. Your pushing, either chest or shoulders, pick one, is going to be a pyramid, 10, 20, 30, 20, 10. Okay? Don't wait for me. However, I want you to maintain load to the best of your ability. And remember, load is either time under tension or physical weight. Okay? Maintain that to the best of your ability. Whereas the fitness version, you could sacrifice load. Today, I want high pace, which means I don't want you to rest. High pace. I don't mind moderate tempo. Normally it's 2.5, 3 second reps. I don't mind if it's the 2 to 2.5 second rep, right? Again, I don't mind a little bit of tempo, but what I don't want you to do is sacrifice the load, time under tension, or weight. So, this is your circuit. I'm here with you. I got to do some so I keep rhythm with you. Right side row, 6 sets of 8 to 12, and your chest or shoulders is going to be 10, 20, 30, 20, 10, which is only 5 sets. Why do we do pyramids? Motion and load maintenance, right? That's exactly why you do it. You're going to maintain your motion. You're going to maintain your load on the way up the pyramid. And then, of course, you can adjust the load, but maintain the motion on the way down the pyramid, right? So, you guys have all done pyramids before. Maintain to the best of your ability. Make the adjustments so you can hit your reps. I don't want the 30 to take forever when you get there. However, I want you working hard. We'll talk more about the rows here in a second. Round 2, right, 8 to 12 on the right side row. Whether you chose chest or shoulders. Chest is either push-ups, ground, bench, TRX, right? Many ways of doing push-ups, chest press, laying on something on your chest press. You can do shoulder press. Really, there's only one angle. I mean, there's a couple angles, sorry. But the adjustable bench, you can have the top 2 or 3 angles. You can sit tall, you can stand tall, blah, 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 blah. But shoulder press is probably the least change. You got a machine here, bar, dumbbells. Round 2 was your 8 to 12 on your push, 20 on your chest or shoulder. Round 3 is your 3rd set of your right side row. Remember, you don't have to wait for me. I just don't want you smoking this circuit. Round 3 is 30 on your chest or shoulders. Peak of the pyramid. I'm going to talk about the rows. You can ignore me if you want to. Core, weight displacement. You're going to put yourself in a steady position, kind of the isometric exercise, and then you have that row. That weight distribution turns on all those muscles that touch your spine. The loaded rows, you are supported so you can crank the load up. And that's either physical weight or time. Loaded rows are safer for your lower back. Okay, so if you need that support, do a loaded row. And then balancing rows. They would just take the longest because you're focusing on your balance. You still do use your core, but you also have your little intrinsic muscle fibers. You got to balance, right? You got to work in that position. Again, we've done these things before. Right side row. Loaded, core, or balance. 8 to 12 reps. 6 sets of right side row. Pyramid of pushing chest or shoulders. Later on, you'll have the choice of triceps, and whether you do chest or shoulders, you'll have the other muscle to choose. So you don't have to do triceps later on. You can choose the one you didn't choose this circuit. Round 3, I'm quite sure you guys are there or done it. You have the 8 to 12 right row. You have the 30 on the pushing, chest or shoulders. Round 4, again, 8 to 12 on the right side row. You're going back down or pyramid. Remember, your job is to adjust, maintain, increase the load and or motion. Okay? Don't lose motion. Maintain load. So the 2 up body circuits are pretty simple. I didn't say easy. You got the rows, and you got pushing. We'll do 2 circuits of it. We'll have a left side circuit later on, blah, blah, blah. When we do get to the right leg, right oblique circuit, clearly that's going to be a little more informative as I change the rounds. Blah, 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 blah. Round 4, 8 to 12 on the right side row. You've got 20 on your chest or shoulders. Round 5, 8 to 12 on the right side row, 10 on the chest or shoulders. Remember, don't wait for me. Don't be discouraged if you're hearing something you're not even close to. I'm literally going off of a little timer in my head. Tick, tick, tick. You guys have all trained with me many times. People are like, how in the heck do you know where I'm at? Like, it doesn't make sense. And it's literally a timer in my head, which works out great until you go to bed. And then you just tick, tick, tick. You guys think I'm joking, but I'm not. Like, it's just time. It's really weird. Don't wait for me. You got your 6 sets of right side row, 8 to 12 reps. Hopefully you guys are on round 5 somewhere, whether you're just starting round 5 or you're finishing round 5. But you have the 8 to 12 right row. You'll have the 10 on the push, and then you have that last set of the right side row to end your circuit. So 6 sets of that right side row. And all I asked was that you maintain motion and load to the best of your ability. Pace can be high. Weight adjustments can be made. And you're just working hard on a Wednesday morning. Rob, your phone is over there on the desk. Again, make sure you finish your circuit. I am going to start talking about the next circuit here in a second. Don't be discouraged, I'm going to talk about it. Again, you have the 6 sets of right side row, you have the pushing 10, 20, 30, 20, 10. We'll do the left side later on, and you'll have a choice of triceps, epicurus, and the other muscle group. The right leg, right oblique circuit. I want 6 rounds. I'm going to give you 6 different sets. But remember, there's things that you might repeat. And you always have the chance to squat. I would prefer a right leg exercise. However, we can always adjust. When you're ready, I want you to hold the weight however you want to hold the weight. 1 weight, 2 weight, weight up, weight down. Hold weight on the right leg, 25. And then you also have your right obliques. For sheer rhythm, I'm going to do standing obliques on rounds 1, 3, and 5. We've done this before, and I'll do the ground obliques on rounds 2, 4, and 6. Okay? Let's go. When you're ready, right leg is not moving on your stationary reverse lunge with a knee drive. You potentially will not do it again today on the right leg. However, you might have to do it again on the right leg based on tools that you may or may not have. Today we have the stationary reverse lunge, right? We'll have the stationary forward lunge, we'll have the stiff-legged, we'll have the lateral, optional step-ups, and we'll talk about the split squats, which I promise to start doing a little bit more of. And I don't know why I don't do split squats very much. It's very odd. They're a great exercise, and I'm referring to an elevated or a Bulgarian split squat. And again, it's probably because of tools. I want you to have your back foot on something. And that's probably about it. 25 right leg. I know it's a lot. 6 of them. So you have 150 right legs coming your way with your 150 right obliques coming your way. I got you. You might have to repeat something, and you might not have to repeat something on the legs. When you get down to the right leg stationary reverse lunge with a knee drive, now you know I don't write my workouts very much. You'll be on your standing oblique. Left hand is your right obliques. At home, we do the 3 sets of standing, and we'll do the 3 different ground ones. At the gym, you have formally 6 different exercises. Left hand turns on your right oblique, 25. And you guys know when I do these right circuits, later on there's the opposite. Sometimes people can't do all of that in a row, so let me know if you need to mix it up. I know it's hard, but you guys do know me. There are choices. You can do the left and repeat and the rights, and you do 3 rights now and 3 lefts later. You can do that, but it might get confusing. When you're ready, round 1 was the stationary reverse lunge with the knee drive and your standing oblique. Round 2, right leg stationary forward lunge, step, load, push. If you need to, K-N-E-E-D, you can do narrow squats. I didn't give you the option earlier on the stationary reverse lunge because technically that's a safer exercise. More often than not, people don't get irritated on the stationary reverse lunge. Stationary forward lunges, however, people can get in trouble. More muscles, more torque, more joint. 25 right leg stationary forward lunge, step, load, push yourself back. As you can tell, this circuit is going to be slower than the upper body circuits we're going to do, right? We're going to slowly get through this together. And of course, it'll be the last circuit today when you get to the left. I always want to be a little bit ahead of you, right? You're the one doing all the work. Right leg stationary forward lunge, step, load, push yourself back. And then you'll have the right side up double lateral leg lifts. Do you have to do it with me? I mean, you don't have to. Is it advised? It's advised, but you don't have to. 25 right obliques, right side up, double lateral leg lifts. You're loading that right oblique. It's probably the most loaded oblique because you're pulling your legs up. However, standing with heavy weight are technically called loaded obliques, but I'm gonna guess nobody has a 60-pound kettlebell at home, right? That would be a heavy loaded oblique. 25 is the number, 6 different rounds. When all this is done, we'll crank it up on the left side. Probably gonna be a sneaky long workout. I do apologize. Round 2 was the right leg stationary forward lunge and the right side up double lateral leg lifts. Round 3 is your right leg balancing, lengthening, stiff-legged deadlift. This would be probably one of the slower exercises today because of the balancing component, the longer lengthening component, and remember it's a pulling exercise, and most pulling exercises are a little slower than pushing exercises. 25 right leg balancing, stiff-legged deadlifts. We'll then do the standing obliques for the second time. So the nice thing is the rhythm of the circuit isn't too long because of the standing stuff. Take your time. A little bit of work. This circuit might feel a little slower and longer because of my change of exercises. Reps are consistently higher, and that is the intent. You're going to be able to crank it back up here again later on. And the downside about today is you do have a lot of rights being done and later on is lefts, which these workouts tend to accidentally get long. Round 3 is that right leg stiff-legged deadlift, and then you have the left hand standing right oblique again. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Breathe and focus when you get there. Remember, don't stop doing what you're doing. I'm always trying to be a little bit ahead of you. There are a couple dozen people that will watch the video recorded, and the number one feedback I hear is that they have to push pause quite a bit, and the workout takes 60 to 70 minutes. Well, most of you work out with me at the gym. Most of my workouts are 60 to 70 minutes. So, unfortunately, I kind of break the parameters of the in-home workout being 30 minutes, but oh well. Oh well. Round 3 was a right leg stiff-legged deadlift and the standing right oblique. Round 4, when you get there, will be the right leg lateral lunge. That's definitely something we might need to lighten the weight a little bit or adjust the weight a little bit, but I'm going to show you with several different weight options. Right leg is stepping lateral. It's not that it's quicker than a than a stiff-legged deadlift. However, it is a pushing exercise, but it slows you down when you have that lateral loaded step. You just need to be more mindful. If you have the 2 weights, it's easy. 1 weight in, 1 weight out. If you have 1 weight, I definitely want the weight in no matter what hand you use. Sounds corny, but if I let that weight go out, again, you can hold it out there, but I've seen things I don't want to see on that, and it's just an accidental thing. It's a mind thing. Right leg stepping laterally on the stationary lateral lunge, pushing exercise, even though you're going to get your vastus lateralis, your outer quad, your semitendinosus, your outer hamstring, your glute minimus and medius, your upper glutes. When you get done, it's supposed to be right side down hip dips. Remember, you don't have to, I would love it. You have the ground hip dips. Everything is on the ground, right side is down. You do have elevated hip dips. Some people like that because they can get more motion, and some people it's easier on the shoulders. Everybody's different. Right side down hip dips. Remember, when you're elevated, the ground can't stop you at the hips. But it's another loaded oblique. It's a body position oblique. And a lot of people don't like it because the elbow, shoulder, neck, right side down, hip dip, pushing exercise. It is the only pushing oblique exercise. BTW. Right side down, hip dips. This is round 4. We have 2 more rights to go. When I give you these circuits, they are intended to beat you up a little bit. They are intended to be felt for the next couple days. If you have the tool, right leg step-ups. If you don't have the tool, you can repeat any of the things you've done. Stationary reverse lunge, stationary forward lunge, right lateral lunge, right leg step up 25. The up leg is the working leg. You could stand on the tire. You could, not your tire at home, it's probably not as sturdy. Box, a bench, it better be sturdy, right? There's no need to step up on your kitchen chairs unless you have chairs from Purple Cafe, which are extremely heavy. Right? I want something sturdy, something that can support you safely on the right leg step up. Nobody needs to put themselves in a bad spot on a Wednesday morning. After your right leg step ups, you're going to be on the 3rd and last standing oblique, standing with the weight in your left hand, last time with a right standing right oblique. You do have the 1 more round to go. So I know it's getting long. Again, I hope I'm a little ahead of you. Don't stop doing what you're doing. Right leg step ups or any of the right leg lunges again. And then your last standing oblique, weight in your left hand. Again, the last time you'll formally do the standing oblique today. I want to be a little ahead of you. I don't want you going fast, but I do want to push you through the circuit a little bit. Remember, you may or may not have had physical weight, but when I talk slow for a whole circuit, I want you to have the time under tension. Round 5 was the step-ups with your standing oblique. The last round is your split squats, and I'm referring to an elevated or Bulgarian split squat, which we actually don't do very much. Again, I don't know why I don't give them to you very much. I think it's just a position. They're actually really good for you. We just don't do it very much. Do you have to have the elevated position? No, but people tend to use their back leg a lot if they don't. So make sure you focus on that front leg. You basically get into your low lunge, and then you pulsate or move in and out of that low lunge. Right leg split squat, elevated or Bulgarian is preferred because you don't use your back leg as much. 25. We then have 1 more right oblique to do. And again, the hardest part is not using the back leg. If you are elevated, right, if you're up on something and that chair is moving or that box is moving, right, or whatever it is you're elevated on is moving, that means you are using your back leg. You are pushing with your back leg versus the push-pull of the front leg. Right leg split squats, the right leg is working. The left leg is back on something, ground or ball if you're a stud, bench. But if it's moving, that means you're using your back leg. The last part is laying on your back, knees to your left, right side crunch. You've got the mobility of hips and spine. You've got the flexibility of the muscles around your hips and spine. You've got your activation of your right oblique. Everybody is different on the mobility and flexibility components of the right hip and spine. 25 right crunches. Remember, I know what time it is, and I do apologize. I probably shouldn't have gone that much, but we don't have anybody new on here, and I figured, well, let's go. If you are short on time, right, I would rather you stop your workout and come back into the left side later on. That's probably ultimately the best situation. Or if you do have the time, ultimately the left leg, left oblique circuit is needed, right? I don't want you walking around funny because of the obliques in the leg. I don't want you to fly through the next upper body circuit, but since you know what to do, it might be quicker than earlier, okay? So don't go flying through it. But I will, of course, be here to make sure you get through the whole dang thing. After that side crunch, right, you just did 300 reps on your right. I'm going to talk about that left side pulling, right? You've got the 6 sets of 8 to 12 on the rows, either core rows, balancing rows, or loaded rows. Remember, I don't want you to go any faster. You either do triceps, or if you did chest earlier, you can do shoulders. If you did shoulders earlier, you can do chest. Pick the one muscle group. So triceps or whatever you didn't do earlier, and you got your pyramid 10, 20, 30, 20, 10. But if you are short on time and you're not going to be able to work out later today, you need to get the left leg, left oblique circuit done. I think that should happen more than the left row. So if you are short on time, let me know. And again, my fault. When I give you these long workouts, my bad. Okay? So I'm going to talk about the left row circuit. Brian, I know you're going to do that. Please let me know if you get lost. Remember, when you do your rows, it can be balancing rows. Mix up your balancing position. It can be core rows. Remember your core, your isometric, your focus, your square, and you've got that weight displacement. They are not the same. You do get core on your balance, but you also get all the other things in your brain and your body. And then you have those loaded rows, right? You're supported. It is safer on your lower back when you're talking about load via time, tension, physical weight. 6 sets of 8 to 12 on your left side row, and you're pushing with either triceps or chest. And that's going to be 10, 20, 30, sorry, triceps or whatever you didn't do earlier. 10, 20, 30, 20, 10. Now I want you guys to rock and roll, okay? Don't wait for me. We do need to get through this together and then through the left leg, left oblique circuit. I know it was a big one, okay? I mean, these are definitely the workouts when you get to your neck. Ooh, dang it, sorry about that. So go at your own pace. Remember, I'm going to be here talking about it. Round 1 was your 8 to 12 on your left side row. You have your 10 on your push. Again, chest or shoulders or triceps, whatever you didn't do earlier. Pyramid of pushing. It's all about your load maintenance, right? Load and motion maintenance. I want it to burn, right? You're going to yield a nice, good exertion, but don't sacrifice weight too much, okay? And Brian, good job on the left side row there, okay? So round 1 was your 8-12 left row. He's condensing because of time. Round 2 is your 8-12 left side row, and you'll be on your 20 push. And again, if you're already there, cool. Remember, I don't want you flying through this sucker, but we do need to get to that left leg, left oblique circuit today. Sometime today. You can do it later on today if you want to. Again, core rows, we've talked about, we've done it. Your focus is square. They can be heavy, right? It can be a heavy, loaded time, energy exercise, but you got to focus on your inside, or your core. Balancing rows are great. Again, it can be heavy. There can be time, but there's so much focus on the balancing component. And then the loaded rows, whether it's an incline or elevated row, or you have a nice flat bench, loaded rows, you are safer to go heavier. 8 to 12 on your rows. Again, 10, 20, 30, 20, 10 on whatever muscle you didn't do earlier. A little bit of a burn going on, if you know what I mean. You guys on your pace, your focus. We're going to get through it all together when we get to that left leg, left side. You'll hear me talk about it more. I want to make sure you guys are balance to the best of your ability before you leave this workout. Round 2 was 8 to 12 left row, 20 on your pushing exercise. Round 3 is your 8 to 12 left row with your 30 on your pushing exercise. Remember, triceps for the most part are the shortest motions. Dips, kickbacks are shorter than chest presses and shoulder presses, right? So it depends on what muscle group you did, what motion. Overhead triceps are a little bit longer. TRX push-ups, probably the longest exercise because the position you're going to be in. I mean, I want you working, I want you focused on you. I'll get to that left leg circuit probably in like 2-3 minutes, give or take. Left row. You're low, you're slow, you're breathing, you're working. I know we call them one-arm rows. I know the world calls them one-arm rows, but it's one-arm trap rows. Your shoulder blades are causing a lot of the motion, right? It stimulates the motion, and your hands and arms are there for the weight to be held and the time under tension. So there's a little bit of arms, but can you put it in the middle of your back? And of course, then you can focus on balancing components, core components, loaded components, in combination with your push. Round 3 was your 8 to 12 left row, 30 on your chest or triceps or shoulders, whatever you didn't do earlier. Round 4, when you get there, is the 8 to 12 left row and 20 on your push. You're gonna go back down that pyramid. Remember, if you need to get to the left leg, left oblique circuit, you can let me know and I can start talking about it. Is there a miracle path? No, but I like the pulling. It's a safer start on the legs. The pushing, the pulling, the pushing. That was the rhythm that we have done so many times. And usually, normally, more often than not, start with the pulling to make sure everything's working properly. Round 4, left row, 8 to 12, 20 on your push, right? Give or take, maybe you're there, maybe not. Round 5 is the 8 to 12 left row. You've got your 10 on your push. And Brian, you'll be on that lateral lunge. Good job, sir. Take your time. We will be getting to that left leg, left oblique circuit soon. And I know this is a long one. I apologize. For the most part, I know most of you enjoy it. This one just got a little long. Round 5, again, I think you're either on round 4 or round 5, right? 8, 12 left row, balance, core, load, focus, breathe. 20 on your push, round 4. 10 on your push, round 5. And then after that, round 6, you're going to be on to that left leg, left oblique circuit. Baby, baby. Cause girl, you are my do-do. It's actually kind of funny. As you guys are finishing this circuit, S.A.F is a music license for many, many places. Not talking bad, like just sharing a story. And we're up for renewal. Like I think it was due end of October. I'm like, we're legally not open. Like, anyhow, but the biggest thing they kept asking was, are you playing music on your videos? Like, are you doing this stuff? I mean, the money difference, astronomical. It's like $1,500 more a month if I had music playing when I recorded this workout. And I get it, I respect it, unreal. And I literally sent them our entire YouTube channel Like, listen, watch any video, and you're not going to hear any music. My clients hate it. They have to listen to me sing and tell bad stories, but it was fun. Anyhow, that was a Tuesday conversation. It was yesterday. All right, I'm going to start talking about the left leg. It's okay if you're not there. Make sure you got your 6 sets of your left rows, your 10, 20, 30, 20, 10 on your push. When you get there, left leg stationary reverse lunge is just a safer start when you start getting back to your legs. Do I want you to condense the circuit too much if you've come this far? No, I'd rather you stop and do this circuit later on completely because of how much there was. Okay? Do you have to? No, you don't have to. Are you going to be majorly imbalanced if you don't get it all done? No, you're not going to be major imbalanced if you're not going to get it all done. But the intent of this, A, long and challenging, B, loading the muscles, right, left leg muscles, left oblique muscles, and there's a lot of them. Round 1, left leg, stationary reverse lunge with the knee drive. Don't go until you get ready, right? You'll have the standing left obliques. Weight is in the right hand as you do your left obliques. We have rounds 1, 3, and 5 are standing. Round 2, 4, 6 are on the ground. But we change those. You've done these things before. I will talk about it, and I might find myself, or you might find me getting a little bit ahead of you. Please stop if you get confused. Left leg not moving, stationary reverse lunge with the knee drop, 25. Left oblique, 25. We're standing with the weight in the right hand. Round 2, again, I don't expect you to be there, is your left leg stationary forward lunge. You step forward with your left leg loaded on the stationary forward lunge. And then you're going to be on the ground, left side up on your double lateral leg lifts. Both legs are moving on your double lateral leg lifts. It's a pulling exercise. And all oblique exercises except for one are pulling. One is a pushing exercise. Keep working. Round 1 on that left leg, left oblique. Right, stationary reverse lunge with a knee drive. That knee drive keeps your glute activated on the left side. It has a small balance component. You've got the right anterior hip activation component. There's a lot of reasons that we do the knee drive, not just to be mean. You have the standing oblique round 1 with the weight in your right hand. Round 2 is your left leg stationary forward lunge. Step, load, and push. You'll then have your left side up double lateral leg lifts on the left obliques. Remember, you're doing this circuit. I'm going to be talking about it. I don't want to get super far ahead. I don't want to be discouraged, especially if you're watching the recorded version, right? You might find yourself pushing pause if you don't remember what we did earlier. Round 2 is a left leg stationary forward lunge with your left side up double lateral leg lifts. Round 3 is your left leg stiff-legged deadlift. Remember, they're not called straight-legged deadlift, they're called stiff-legged deadlifts. And then you'll have that standing oblique for the second time. Left leg balancing, left side is loaded and contracted, and then you're lengthening a contracted muscle, hamstring, glute, good lower back. Little balance components in there as well. Left leg stiff-legged deadlifts, and then you'll have that standing oblique, weight in the right hand one more time. Brian, good job with that condensed circuit. You're hired. There's many, many, many trainers that don't understand that thing. Round 3 is the left leg, stiff-legged deadlifts. Again, you have that weight in the right hand, standing, loaded obliques. Tick, tock, Breathe and focus on your left side standing obliques. Remember, I want to be in earshot. I know this is a long one. I know you worked hard. Pat yourself on the back. Again, I do apologize. It sounded really good in my head. Tom made it look really good on Monday, so I thought I'd do it today. Round 4, left leg lateral lunge, step, load, and push. You are stepping to your left, you are loading that left leg, and you are pushing with that left side. Please, left leg loaded on your lateral lunge. 25 reps. I hope you're kind of close. I don't want you too far behind. I don't want you discouraged by the hard work you've done. Round 4 is a left leg lateral lunge with your left side down, hip dips. The only pushing oblique exercise. The ground ones are great, very common. Left elbow, left heel, left side of your body. Elevated are great. We don't do it very much. You can get more motion. Some people find it easier on their elbows and shoulders. Some people find it way harder. But again, the body position, just like a plank. Whenever you're on your hands and your elbows, it's a hard position. Round 4, left leg lateral lunge. Going with your left side down, hip dips. You're almost there, you guys. You're almost there. Round 5. Don't roll your eyes. Don't be discouraged. I got to talk about it. We're getting close to the cutoff. My machine will shut off. Left leg step-ups is round 5. Remember, you can do any lunge you've already done. Left leg step-ups is round 5, and you'll have the standing loaded oblique for the last time. Left leg loaded. Take your time. Breathe and focus. Left leg is working. You're almost done with this thing. 300 legs, 125, 150 each side, 300 obliques, 150 each side. You have the 980 pushing between your chest, tricep, shoulders. You have the rows, this is making easy math, 70 each side. You have the nice 180 rep warm up. A long workout. Round 5 was the left leg step ups with your standing oblique for the last time. And again, I gotta talk about it or I'm gonna get in trouble. You'll have your left leg split squats on round 6, and that goes with your side crunch. If you're not there, remember, push, pause. Ask the questions. I don't want you to be discouraged. Round 6 is a left leg split squat with your left side crunch, and that's where you're laying on your back. Your knees are to your right for the left side crunch. And that will be the end of the workout. Clearly, long one. Stretch, breathe, chill, relax, nourish, hydrate, go do all those things that make you feel good. Again, I know I'm ahead of you. Make sure you finish this workout. If you couldn't do it now, do it later on, right? And for the recorded people, right? Maybe you didn't have to work out in the morning and have to work out in the afternoon. I don't recommend it. My fault for the duration. Again, just so you hear, you have the left leg step-ups with your last standing obliques and the left leg split squats with your last left oblique side crunch. Take your time. Enjoy your Wednesday. See you real soon.